What's going on, Warriors? It's your boy Ryu back again with another video, and pretty much I want to talk about the last that I mentioned in the previous video, which is going to be some key elements that you want to, sort of like adhere to as a free-to-play player. Okay, and this is because we're obviously going to be at its advantage, and I want to make sure that we actually up there when things start to get really thick. Okay, you already have something that puts you at least competitive enough and continue to build towards the rest. All right, and these are things that are very easy to overlook, so I wanted to mention them in case you've not been doing that already. Otherwise, you can actually go right ahead and keep it up. And so let's get into it. So the first thing I want to mention is not going to be too long here. I'm going to try and make this video as quick as possible, but I think it's going to be long because I've made several attempts to actually record this video before, but it takes a long time. But the first thing you want to do is you want to make sure you set two sets of teams. Okay, the first one is going to be your current team, and the other one is going to be your potential team. Okay, the reason why you want to do this is because you want to actually have a team where, based on your current roster, the best combination of the best efficient team compared to how high they are in terms of level, you want to put them together and make someone that is good enough, a team that is good enough for you to take you through the challenges. But at the same time, you want to set units that you actually are looking forward to having as your potential units, and those units are the ones that you're going to actually intentionally be building towards when you have to use things like gems, like divinations, like faction recruits, not faction recruits, actually choice recruits, as well as when you have to choose between using special summons or not, depending on where your character actually falls under. Okay, I'm going to use myself for example. I currently have my current team right now, with one of them being master faction. All right, let's go over here real quick here, and this is it over here. Okay, the other one is legendary, but legendary just ties to whoever your highest character is, and you can actually put them on par with them, so that actually works in your advantage. Okay, so first one, like I said before, is Bison here is Inferno. All right, and then you have all the other characters here. But as you notice as well, you will see that I have Gal, who's obviously in a higher level at SSS plus 3 compared to Street Poison, who is just at SS plus. But because in terms of viability, she aids my team more, she is in the team compared to other stuff. But that's how you're going to keep on shuffling them. And before that, you guys have seen my team in the past before. It used to be Elena in her slot before she actually came in. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that this is the team that would probably change based on how you develop them further, because most of the time you're developing them based on whenever you pull from the standard recruits, whenever you have those A shards, all right, the A fragments, and you just pull random characters. This is what's going to help you have those random teams that you're going to eventually build up here. Okay, however, the other thing you want to do is that you want to make sure that you have your potential team set up. Okay, and the potential team, this is the team that you're looking to build up long term. This is a team that is not pretty much I just need to actually turn on the camera here. We're not trying to do that for now. This is going to be the team that pretty much what you're looking to build long term. This is going to be a more stable build until when somebody else has been announced and you think you're going to be better than the current team. And I have an example right now of a situation that's that as well. So my future team right now, this is it here. You can call it whatever name you want, future team, potential team, whatever name that rocks your boat here. But this is my future team right now. Actually, it was like this before. All right, this is my future team as it was before. But then, as you guys are pretty much aware, if you guys are paying attention to the notices, some new characters are incoming here, namely athlete Chun-Li, which I'm looking forward to. So maybe she can replace my current Chun-Li on her slots. Summer Yang, and of course, the one who has to come to the Satsui no Hado. Okay, the Evil Ryu here. All right, as you guys know me, Shin Ryu is here for a reason. Gonna combine light and darkness. Normal Ryu, Evil Ryu, boom. Mad Ryu is just in between. He's just getting mad. He's not yet push the buttons fully. He's the one that gets triggered, but then comes back to senses. That's Mad Ryu for you. All right, so in that case, because we have him coming in right now, and because he's someone I'm actually have an affection for, because like this is not just about whether he's viable or not, but because this is actually one of the characters I'm looking to actually collect. When I go to my future team now, he's gonna have to be in it. All right, but here's a different thing right now. Okay, because like I said, it was like this before, right? But because we obviously don't have him, what you want to do is you want to choose a character that can actually you can use to easily represent him, so you remember that, so you're dealing with why he's on that line up there. And of course, Mad Ryu, Evil Ryu, very synonymous as well. Both of them red hair, so boom, I can use him in this place instead, and he pretty much becomes the Evil Ryu. Of course, we don't know what it's going to be like on the combo slot yet, because we don't know whether he has to come 1, 2, or 3, whichever the combination is. But I do know something in case you get always scared, because I know people are running from Mad Ryu because of the fact that he absorbs his own life. Whenever he attacks. I think the reverse is the case for Evil Ryu. I think he takes his teammate's life instead. So you guys have to wait for that as well. But I'll let you guys see it as you will. All right. So that's that point as well. You have that team set up. That will keep you focused. Whenever you have to use divinations, you have to use other spools. You're not going to be wondering. Oh, I'm sure you've seen a lot of comment where they're like, oh, you know what? I finally completed divination for Bison. Who do I do next? You're not going to be confused anymore, because you already have a team you want to set up potentially, so you're going to start working towards that team, except if the characters you have are regular factions. In that case, you're not going to be using divination, you're going to be using choice recruits, okay? And that's after you've unlocked it. That way you can now focus on who you want. For example, let's say I want to go ahead and boost my Mad Ryu to 5 stars. I'll just put him here, and it's a lot cheaper, 3k compared to 5k in divinations. Of course, you're not getting as much of those extra rewards that you're getting in divinations, but still, you're more efficient with your gems, because those extra ones are just bonuses. They're not what you're looking after for. All right, now let's go back to the next thing that I want to talk about here. The next one is pretty much very simple stuff. You have to actually have this already set up if you haven't already. Okay, you probably do, but there's something specific about this I want to talk about. You want to have at least 6 characters for each faction. And when I mean faction, I mean the primary faction. So that's wind, thunder, and fire. But you want to make sure that you have these characters ranked, okay? You're not just having this character like you're having a team. Like if I go here, for example, to any of the towers. Let's go to the tower. Let's go back. Main menu. Explore. Spring Fist. Go to one tower. Let's go to the tower, for example, right now. You're not just looking, oh, you know what, I have the 6 guys here, so this is my team. No. You want to make sure that they're ranked, that they have importance. That way, you're boosting them accordingly in terms of like the next thing here, the equipment, okay? And equipment, obviously, when you have each one ranked, you automatically sort of know where they stand when they're all together as a unit, and then of course the rest is what it is. So you're gonna have, for example, in my case right now, the character that I have that ranked is Mad Ryu is number 1 for the time being, and I'm actually glad I did something. I'm going to talk about this soon. All right, hopefully I don't forget it. Mad Ryu is number 1 for the time being. All right, so everything he actually has, like level 2 engraved equipment, okay? SS plus 2, that's what he has here. I have one more that I'm going to get as well. I'm going to push your SS plus 2, but that's actually for my own personal whatever. But everything is all to its element, everything's all clicked, right? Next person I have on my list, because I have them up in my head, is Akuma. As you can see as well, you go over here, everything is all elements based, but of course you can see this one is standard. This is like Inferno, but still it is something that can actually convert to the transformation scrolls. So as long as it has the element, that's all I care about, and I post him to, I prioritize that. So once I have Mad Ryu, everything all sets to 5 here, I go over here and do the next. The reason why I see this one, some having 5, some not having 5, is because, first of all, you want to sort of like make sure that all the attack based ones, like the fist and the chain, are at least boosted across the board for everybody before you start to touch things like the boots. It gives a bit of pressure on damage on reduction, but it doesn't give you attack boost. Of course, each fighter type have given, for example, an agility fighter will give you something different in terms of the boost, but you know what I'm trying to say. So attack for power fighters are the ones you want to prioritize, okay? Going to the next one is Bison here. You'll notice something about Bison right now. Bison has 2 engraved, 2 non-engraved, but the 2 non-engraved are almost full. That's because they're pretty much the first set that I had. Next priority is Rose. Going over her as well, all of a sudden there's 3 engraved here, one that's not engraved, still the same thing. Then you go to Jen. But the reason why you're now seeing Gen everything engraved, but Bison is my next prioritized character. Why doesn't he have everything engraved? Very, very simple here. The reason is that I am not engraving anything that does have elements, because you can always convert these elements with a recast once you have any of this, recast, what they call this stuff, the recasts, transformation, whatever, and transmission scrolls rather. Once you have those transmission scrolls, you can always use them to recast, and I'm safe to recast someone who is in the power because I have a ton of people who already can swap. For example, if I don't get one, if I get like a master instead of getting the inferno that I want to get, I just swap it with this one. Doesn't matter how far I've gone with these ones. These are not the priority characters. They're not the current character right now. These are potential characters, so I can afford that. Okay, so that's the thing about that. Make sure that you're only engraving those with those elements. Don't waste it on those that don't, because you can eventually, and don't even boost those that don't, because you can eventually actually, use those to actually boost your SS plus gears that are engraved. Okay, that's that I want to talk about. The other thing as well is while you're upgrading your equipment, make sure that you have leave some for your daily challenges, because part of it is to upgrade an equipment that you have, and you want to make sure that you can actually do that. So make sure you don't go all ham and have nothing left. Make sure you save some for the next day, right? Always save leftovers for the next day, even if it's just to push from no level to one level. That's how some of them are having upgrades, because they were nothing and I had to just push them a bit, and then they have something like that. But these are the older ones, so I'm going to eventually become food once I have more SS plus gears. Next thing I want to talk about is crossover characters. I'm just going to go quick over these ones. They're no go for me. Okay, I'm not going for them anymore. Dante has taught me a lesson. I didn't go for Dante, and I didn't see any reason why I regretted not going for him, apart from the fact that the Cliffords, the required they required Dante to get that extra 30% multiplier. But I did as best as I could without Dante. I got 3.1 mil, and I only have one character on 240. So I think I did a decent job. Yeah, 240, two characters on 40, but one was even in the lineup. I didn't even think I used that character in the lineup when I actually went for the maximum number I got. So pretty much okay. Not disappointed about that. Got whatever what it gave me. That's fine, fair. But like I said before, God My God I Can taught me a lesson in that he's just pretty much here right now, languishing, and I can't use him, not viable anymore. He's just here as a collection. I'm not here for collections unless it's the character that I have an affiliation for. Okay, it may be some sort of version of Ryu. He's the only one that's probably going to just get me hooked. Otherwise, I'm probably going to be able to resist the rest unless there's Fighter OGs. Alright, now let's go over to the next one here, and let's get away from this guy so it makes a lot of noise. The last one is with regards to tier list guides. Okay, tier list guides are something that you guys have noticed I've never bothered to actually do once on the channel, and it's because, as you guys know, I'm free to play. I've only ever spent as little between I bought the first kit, the $0.99 kit, and then I subscribed to the first is it engravements or what do they call this stuff here? It's all in the shop here, I believe. It's not a Global Awakening. I'm going to point this out real quick here. Yeah, this where is it? I'm gonna find it now. It's sort of like it's a mini like whatever kind of stuff, like you just kind of put. Why can't I find this stuff here? It's supposed to be easy to find. Let's go to perks. Yeah, this is grants. Yeah, my bad. So grants, this is the one thing I actually ever subscribed to the very first time, right? And it was a cheap one, the royal one. I think it was about 12 or something. No, it was a 6 one here. After that, nothing else. So maximum maybe like $13 I spent on this game to try it out. But other than that, it's all been for free to play situation. Just like a no-brainer. You're gonna get some for like $1, like. And I didn't actually use my wallet. Okay, so I just used my got like this play points that you get, when you answer service or that kind of stuff. That's all I used. If not from that, I'm not using anything at all. I don't. For me, as free play, not using my money at all. No, my money's not going in there, and that's just the way it is. All right. But otherwise, why am I talking about this here? All right. The tier list. I'm not going to have boosted characters where I can actually address a character carefully, because with tier lists you need to have them pumped as much as you can, because you don't want to talk about how good they are when they're in the early levels, and then when they get better, you've already charged character that eventually becomes better, or character that becomes useless once you push them to the maximum. I can't do that, and you cannot depend on just reading the kits, because they don't fully translate to the RNGs that you're going to get in the game. So what I'm going to say about tier lists is that those who actually have paid accounts where they actually boosting characters, listen to those tier lists, but listen to what they're talking about the tier list. Make sure that whatever point that they're making to justify why the person is up there is something you can resonate with. If you can't resonate with it, you have to be careful, because tier lists, they do change, and most people know the tier lists are what people love. So if you are building your character based on an existing tier list, you have to be careful to not over depend on and invest on that character that might eventually become average. So a character might be on top, like Elena, for example, and drop to middle because they don't found to be as valuable anymore as before, or because other people are much better than her. Like right now, I was using Elena before in my lineup. As you can see already, Strip Poison is already taken over, and I actually prefer her because I like to boost the attacks and to just be healing constantly. And that's why Elena was there before. Alright, but what you want to pay attention to is, without even wondering too much about it, are those characters who are placed in the bottom. Okay, once they're placed in the bottom, the most that they're going to go up if they realize that, they were not reviewed properly, is going to be maybe by 2 levels, and 2 levels is just going to be average still. So yeah, if those characters, if you see them at the bottom and you're investing in them, just stop. Okay, unless you're just pulling up numbers in terms of like they're part of that remaining 6, they're part of the 6 you're trying to build up, because some of them are going to involve those crappy characters too, or those not so great characters. I'm not calling them crappy. All right, and then of course the other thing I want to talk about, the final thing as well, is if you have Street Poison, keep pushing her. She's really good. But with Mad Ryu right now, he's my main carry, but he's got a partner in Fashion Blanca, and what I have is I have 2 damage dealers. I have a tank in Bison. He's not a tank in terms of like faction, but he acts as a tank. And then of course I have, you don't want to have a healer or a booster, a buffer, anyone you want to call her. The potential is supposed to be Rose, but for now I'm going with a buffer instead of a healer. But if the challenge sometimes requires me to go with healing, I'll probably go with healing in that case. Right now we're going to wrap things up with an attempt to see if we can actually push 2620. It's been given a bit of a challenge, but I'm sure I'll be able to overcome it eventually. So we're going to wrap this up 1-2 rounds, see if we can actually succeed here, and otherwise I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers. Yeah, that didn't work out there. We're going to try one more time, and otherwise it's going to call it a wrap. Let's see here. Let's make some extra build up here. Alright, let's go. Come on. I need you. You have to do a little bit more with Blanca, because Blanca is just takes too long with his fire and everything. Yeah, this is a tough battle. Yeah, so that's pretty much where I am right now. But as you guys know, the 20s, any level that is enforced are going to be potentially high challenging levels. So whenever that kind of case happens, you can always use lone characters. You can always use Bizanga to come in here and help with his interrupt. Otherwise, that's pretty much it from me today, and I appreciate your time here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and of course I'm looking forward to Evil Ryu coming in soon. We'll be talking about the character hopefully soon enough, and what to expect after maybe any other research that I have to do. Otherwise, thanks for watching today and joining me on the channel, and I'll catch you on the next one. Cheers.